Let's talk today about the codes and what they are, what type of codes they are there, and where they come from. Codes are vibrational molecules that organize matter, make matter, and move matter. The codes are programs with certain information. It holds certain information that is able to form a certain platform to materialize matter. In this particular moment in the evolution of Earth, there is a reorganization of matter at the Earth level, at the in the sky level, in different templates. It's like a whole complete reshape. It's a rebuild of a new Earth. But we need to understand that the new Earth are based in the transmissions, in the fluid of those codes. That vibrational memory, that vibrational information that comes from the different rays. So let me explain more closely. Each of the rays from Earth, let's say the sage ray and the realms of realms and the world of the fairies and the rays of the goddess, Lila itself, it has a certain memory, and each of the guides in all the way down to the illumination body have certain information that form our body and give our body templates for us to perform, to understand, to perceive, to move, to evolve. So the earth bodies give that information. So is the sky rays also give the information. All the guides from the sky, all the raid of Merlin, the raid of the Brotherhood, the rays of the Sinus, all those rays give as well certain codes, certain information, certain patterns, I will say patterns of light, patterns of vibration that form matter in a different way right now. So part of our problems in the present times is that we are living or not living the codes that we used to have unupdated, and the new codes come in and it's like a new computer that have much more higher vibrations, and it cannot fit, or the old computer cannot really sustain that information. So to understand the codes, to review the codes, to see exactly what kind of codes are we working with in our lives, and which one we're trying to release and let it go at the cellular level, we will be able to understand our evolution and to manage our evolution, to redecode. Now, those codes are in principle vibration that is moved through prana and through sound. So the voice, the word, is fundamental in the construction of the codes, because it's what these cells are receiving every day. If I say I love you, and you are directing that information, that code of love and what it means of gratitude, embracement, acceptance into the body, you immediately have a harmonious coding of love, and that code it becomes your protection, that it becomes your fluid that then is able to be transmitted back into the rays and back into your reality, back into matter, back into love, back into vibration. So it's an ongoing that it comes in and it goes out through you. And it's in that moment that you are them, the center, you are the creator itself. Because of the codes have to pass through you. You create, you renew, you contribute, it would be the best word, to the creation. The rays give you certain information, you contribute with your own flavor, and you put it out back to the rays. The rays learn about that, and then it gives you again new flow. So that exchange of codes in your heart center, that transmission of fluid of codes, is what make life. That's what is going to renew the new earth. The nature of the codes, I was saying, the word, the sound, the creativity, the actual art building is what it makes the code. The nature of your codes, it depends of your experience. Let's say you have an experience of pain. That pain gives you a certain clusters of codes. It's actually figurines that move energy, light, that move and interact. It can be trapped and say, okay, I feel pain, and that movement goes just in a very narrow space within yourself, creating obstacles and being stuck and eventually getting some toxins about it. That is the code of pain. You can also have the codes of endless memories of your past lives, the codes of gratitude, the codes of acceptance, the codes of power, the code of creativity, the code of communication, the code of leadership, the code of those programs are made of codes, are organizing within yourself and distributed, of course, through the nervous system. My question to you is, what kind of codes are you holding? And what kind of codes you maintain very close to you, not wanting to renew? Again, let's use the analogy of the computer, that you receive a program, Word 5. Okay, every 2 years or every year they get Word 6, Word 7, whatever. But you have to let go of the comfort of using the Word 5 in order to upgrade. So that upgrading of codes is what we're here for. If you use the code of love in certain way, with certain perception, what is the next upgrade? What do you think is your next upgrade? To move, let's say, from gratitude to actual activity of gratitude. Or from gratitude to devotion. From devotion to rituals, ceremonies. So there is a maturity as we receive the influx of codes from the rays. It requests from us to receive them innocently, to let them go back into the rays with our own upgrade. So it's that flow from matter to infinity, from infinity to matter, that it gets our evolution going. Now, each organic and inorganic matter and body and guides and keepers have a code. It's like the trees have a code to be a tree. The water have a water that have a code to be a water, and so on. And each person have a code and is a code. what makes Bhuvaneswari, the image of Bhuvaneswari, the flavor of Bhuvaneswari, is a clusters of code. It's nothing else than that. In constant renewal, in constant action. So each of us represent a code, and that code form the macro universe. We be united. Okay, this code of Bhuvaneswari is similar to the code of Maria, and is the code of Pedro, and is the code of the tree. And it's in that reality that the reality is being formed. The problem is when we hold on those codes and say, okay, the code is permanent, the code have no transmission within and without, then we get stuck, we get rusty, we get dead. So when we protect, when we defend, when we want ourselves to be a permanent statue a certain way, then the codes decayed, the codes get stagnant, and the codes start affecting all the other ones around. We have been talking also about and study some of the Kalons, which is a defined forms of the codes. Within the codes, there are codes and more codes. It's an infinite size, if I can put it that way, from the micro form of the codes to the macro part of the codes. Kalons are symbols or symbology or addresses, I would say, that locate you in certain parts of those places, those infinity, affinity. So Kalons is like visual words that are not written language. It's just symbols. Very powerful, because the subconscious, the nature of our own being, understand those codes, understand what it means, because we are those codes, because we are made of those codes, because we generate codes, because we transmit codes. We are those vibrations. The passport to codes is love. The passport to life is breath. The passport to renewal is alchemy. When the codes are working with those loves, your evolution is complete. You have the knowledge, you have the love, you have the alchemy. All these three forces working to form and renew the codes. So let's make a pause now and reflect first, and what kind of codes you hold. What are your favorite codes in terms of your personality, in terms of your core, in terms of your relationships? Just mention few for you to identify them. All we need to do is just to identify them. After, we'll go into a more creative process, and I'll teach you how to renew your own personal codes.